Good evening. I'm Trish Williford. Thank you for joining us. Continuing coverage now, the battle continues tonight over whether Wilmington, Whitmarsh, Tullahee, and Oatland Islands should become their own city. People Against Incorporation held a meeting today with state leaders and Chatham Emergency Services. News 3's Kelly Antonacci was there when the situation got heated. She joins us live now from Wilmington Island with more. Kelly.
And Trish, when the meeting got out of hand, organizers emphasized that they're just telling their side of the story. Tonight, this view is a way for them to show you what they mean. This nature and this peace of quiet is why they moved here in the first place, and they want that added layer of government out of the picture.
If you have something to say, put your hand up if you recognize, say your name, and then say what you have to say. Otherwise, shut up.
That's the moment this meeting was called to order. An open forum attracted people against and in favor of incorporating the islands. Both sides are passionate.
We are just so much a residential community, and we need commercial properties to really build up the surplus, and we just don't have enough.
Unlike Pooler, the islands have just 3 grocery stores and mom and pop restaurants.
The numbers just don't seem to add up.
Those against say that's especially true if the islands create a new fire department. CEO Chuck Kearns explains a new department requires new fire stations, new ladder trucks, and new engines designed to help areas without hydrants. He says that's expensive and would increase insurance rates.
What I want to do is just lay out facts and figures about costs. There's no better subject matter expert than me.
State Representative Petrie says people are more interested in this issue than any other. He's not taking a side. Instead, he says it's up to these people.
People out here love what we have out here, and that's why they moved here. And they didn't move here for another layer of government, I don't think. But it's up to the people.
And those against incorporating the islands tell me tonight that this all is just the start. They plan on holding more meetings and doing some more research about what should happen to this side of Chatham County. For now, live on Wilmington Island, Kelly Antonacci, WSAV News 3.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Well, an absolutely beautiful Sunday across our area. You're taking a live look now from our Dozier Law Cam overlooking Tybee Island. Let's check it now with Storm Team 3 meteorologist Lee Haywood for your forecast first. Lee.
It was hard to beat this day, Trish. Now take a look at this. With all the sunshine and the west-southwesterly breezes, we officially hit 86 degrees in Savannah today. You may be wondering, was that a record for the day? Well, not really. 1974 on this day, we hit 91 degrees, but it was unseasonably warm out there today ahead of a cold front. Right now we're talking about some clouds and sunshine mix late this Sunday evening. You can see just a few spotty showers and sprinkles over far inland communities. Nothing much to write home about. And tonight we may get a couple of isolated showers, maybe a thunder shower, particularly later in the night as a cold front approaches, but not going to be very high rain chances. Right now, we're still in the 80s over many areas. Look at this, 84 degrees in Hinesville, Jessup, Richmond Hill, Savannah. We're in the low 80s, 70s on the immediate coast, and 81 degrees in Hampton. So the forecast tonight calls for a little bit of an increase in the chance for a shower, thunder shower. It'll stay mild with lows in the 60s. Pretty pleasant temperatures for the upcoming week, Trish. More on that in just a bit.
Lee, thank you. Around Georgia tonight, authorities are releasing the identities of the 7 officers involved in a deadly shooting. The officers work for the Athens-Clarke County Police Department. Authorities say they opened fire on a 34-year-old man who they say pointed a weapon at them. Well, that weapon turned out to be an airsoft gun. The officers have been placed on paid administrative leave while the GBI investigates. Making headlines, 8 Americans are among the 157 people killed in a plane crash in Ethiopia. There were no survivors. The Boeing 737 lost contact with controllers after sending out a distress call. It hit the ground about 30 miles from Ethiopia's capital on a flight to Nairobi, Kenya. One man who was supposed to be on that plane, but it was delayed, so he took the next one.
Everyone was asking the cabin crews what is happening, but no one was saying anything. They were just going up and down until one of the passengers saw on his mobile the first plane which just flew, like 6 minutes after flew, it just crashed.
The cause of that crash now under investigation.
I've been here off and on for 81 years, and I've never seen anything like this.
People living across northwest Louisiana picking up the pieces on this Sunday. The National Weather Service confirms 3 tornadoes touched down in this area Saturday. There is significant structural damage across parts of Bossier Parish. Thankfully, no injuries have been reported. Major recovery efforts are still underway in Alabama just 1 week after a devastating tornado claimed 23 lives. Hundreds of people from across the state and around the country have come to these hard-hit areas to help rebuild. For one volunteer, CJ Battle, the cleanup process hits close to home. His friend and his friend's family died in that EF4 tornado.
This is what I think our community and our country is supposed to be like, and I fundamentally believe that we haven't really lost that. And I think this is a demonstration of that, in my opinion.
Last week, President Trump toured the damaged areas in Alabama. He approved disaster assistance for the state. A video of a professor in Georgia has gone viral. He's teaching his class while holding a baby. You're watching News 3 Weekend at 6.
Yep, I'm doing a mic check. Can you hear?
A photo taken at Morehouse College in Atlanta Friday has already gone viral. It's a shot of a professor holding a baby girl while teaching class. The infant was the daughter of a student preparing for midterm exams, a young father who couldn't find a babysitter. Bernd Peterson reports.
It's Dr. Nathan Alexander's job to solve problems.
Math requires us to think really logically and in steps.
And this Morehouse College professor will take any steps to help a student in need, like senior Wayne Hare. Last Friday, he was a little nervous about stepping into Dr. Alexander's algebra class.
And so right when I was going to turn around, I was like, I'm not doing this, I'm going home. And right when I was about to turn around, Dr. Alexander saw me. He was like, no, come.
Wayne had his baby daughter Asada with him. His wife was getting their child's birth certificate and they couldn't get a sitter.
He saw me with my, with my book bag and my baby backpack, and he was like, you know what? You could take better notes if I held her.
Oh, she was so sweet. She had a pacifier there, and I was sort of rocking half the time when I was doing some of the equations.
Classmate Nick Vaughn took the pictures that have gone viral.
Man, if I can show my mom this when I get home, she won't believe it.
Wayne says he and his wife will never forget this act of kindness from a teacher he will always look up to.
We see you, a young father, trying to do your thing, bring your baby to class, and we're not here to judge you. We're rooting for you. And man, that was the most important part to me.
Bert Peterson reporting tonight. The president of Morehouse College lauded the professor's actions on social media.